Hey everybody, welcome to Active Self-Protection Extra. Here with my friend Terry Johnson from Firearms Legal Protection, expert criminal defense attorney in the state of Michigan. And today I want to talk about a video from the channel. Now this particular one's out of Brazil. So we're not going to talk about Brazilian law because quite frankly, the chances of us knowing it are 1 in a Brazilian. But
Ooh.
Bad dad jokes. But from the perspective of American criminal law and how we are dealing with things as a self-defender, in this particular case, the bad guy never got the gun out. He showed the gun, so he went like this and pulled his shirt up to show the gun.
Yeah.
And our good guy beat him to the punch and smoked him. So I want to talk about this from a justification perspective. The bad guy not pointing a gun, not even having a gun out in hand, but showing a gun and where that justifies us.
Now more than ever, you need trusted coverage to help you win the fight after the fight. The company I trust and recommend is Firearms Legal Protection. They offer discounts on all their plans at the link in the description. I recommend the premium plan.
Okay, Terry, did things change because our bad guy didn't actually point a gun at me?
Not at all. The mere fact that the bad guy lifted his shirt showed his intent. You know, his intent at that point was to instill fear in you. And quite honestly, he's telling me, again, this is just the gospel according to Terry, he's telling me that he's about to do me harm if I don't comply with him.
Yeah, so to me, it seems like if there's other threatening behavior, right? If somebody just like wants to look at their belly button and pulls their shirt up and like there's a gun there, okay, fine. But that's not what we're talking about here, right?
Well, again, there was no sound to that one, but it's my just kind of looking. The guy walks in, he pulls up his shirt. I think there was
like,
some
hey,
words.
give it up. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Yeah.
Right. So at that point, you know what's going on. You're going to comply, or you're going to get some bang bang, and that's just, you know.
So from that perspective, again, from the totality of the circumstances, the guy has said, give me your stuff, and he has shown me a deadly weapon in order to force my compliance.
Correct.
Would a reasonable person at that point be under the impression that they are in imminent threat of death or great bodily harm?
I believe a reasonable person would be. Now, again, what I normally ask people is the following. Who would have the advantage in this case if the law was written to the point where the bad guy had to pull the gun out before the good guy could use lethal force? Well, obviously the bad
guy gets a huge advantage.
Right. But in most states, you look at the situation, if we don't have to wait and this person has already shown their intent by what they're going to do, what they've said, their actions, I think any reasonable person would be able to defend themselves.
I think so. So this one seems pretty cut and dried to me. So it's a totality of their actions.
Right. Now, let's be cautious here. You know, if you see someone coming into your store and they're open carrying a firearm, okay? In some jurisdictions that's legal. Someone's going to say, well, God, he's brandishing a gun.
No.
That's not brandishing.
Simply having a holstered firearm on your person is not.
Correct, because if that were the case, then you could say every police officer who's in uniform is brandishing a firearm.
Yeah, which is dumb.
Right.
And so again, it's the totality of what are his manifest intent by his actions. So that's that, remember that triad, right? Ability, opportunity, and jeopardy. That jeopardy is what are their actions saying about their intent?
Absolutely.
And so somebody just openly carrying a handgun, not really a big deal, but somebody who then says, hey, give me your wallet and shows me a gun, now they've manifested an intent to do me harm.
Absolutely.
Now, I want to talk about an interesting thing here that I think is attached to this because it's the difference between immediate and imminent. So there's this idea that says, wait a minute, somebody who's pointing a gun at me is an immediate threat of death or great bodily harm, right?
Okay.
It is happening now.
This moment, correct.
This moment. Somebody who threatens me with a gun, but has it still, so they show it, right? They're like, hey, give it up because I've got a gun on me. They can't deliver that threat until they pull the gun, which of course could come in a matter of a second.
Correct.
But it is
But
not.
if they've had your training, it will be a lot faster.
Well, thank you for that. Yes. So this is why I want to be fast, right? Because he
Right.
can get that gun out fast, and I need to be faster in that day.
Right.
And so the thing to think about here, though, is just because it's not immediate, well, that's not the standard. The standard is imminent.
Correct.
It is happening.
Correct. When you showed me your gun, now if you show me the gun and say, Happy Halloween, and you turn around and walk out, then I'm not gonna shoot you in the back.
Right.
But if you,
I'm gonna kick you in the butt on the way out, but anyways.
yeah, absolutely. But if you do one of these numbers and the gun is right here, and you say, give me all of your stuff, then what more needs to be said at that point?
Right.
Because again, it is not a situation where he had to pull it out. What if he changed his mind? Well, here's the thing. He being the bad guy, never should have come in and made that type of statement. You know, I mean, again, in today's world, you can't do those types of things.
No, and I think obviously he's manifested his intent. He's put me at jeopardy of death or great bodily harm.
Correct.
So he has the ability, he's shown me the ability.
Right.
He's pulled his shirt, so now he has the opportunity because he's uncovered that gun.
Correct.
And he has put me at jeopardy by showing me that he's willing to do all those things.
Correct.
And so we've met that ability, opportunity, and jeopardy triad that says, no, I don't have to wait anymore. So it's like some people would say, well, you have to wait till the bad guy shoots for you to shoot. No, I'm not required to wait that long.
No, because again, if you take that logic, you would find out either once you're wounded or dead that the bad guy actually did something, and that's not how the law works.
True that. That's how it is, guys. So just showing that shirt with the manifest intent and again, some other behavior cues is enough for the use of deadly force.
Agreed.
And I would say it even meets the must standard, because if a guy says, give me your wallet, and shows a gun to me, I need to get rid of that guy right now. I need to stop this threat immediately. I must, because otherwise he's just threatening me with death.
Absolutely, because again, there's nothing else to be taken out of that. I mean, I'm not going to sit here and say, oh, God, the guy's kidding, or he's not serious, or maybe,
Right.
No, he's shown me.
He's not. Terry, appreciate the knowledge.
Thank you.